going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this delicious pile of smoky pulled pork goodness. Coming up! Oh, Jesus Christ. That was supposed to be a flip. Firing up the OG Chud Pit today. This is the first smoker I ever built. It's about 5 years old now. It's still running strong. Definitely some things I would change about it, obviously. But yeah, it's an old 150-gallon propane tank that I lobbed the end off in order to make the firebox. This thing has seen a lot of use, but you know, I don't think I'll ever change it. I kind of like the rustic vibes of it. And it reminds me of how I got started in welding. Came out pretty well. People ask me all the time what the first thing they should cook is if they're just getting into barbecue or if they've never cooked on an offset before, and I say the same thing every time. Gotta get yourself a pork butt. Make some pulled pork, and there's so many reasons for that. First off, it's a super inexpensive cut, which is really nice, so if you mess it up, you're not really breaking the bank. 2, there's no butchery required, so you just buy it, season it, cook it. 3, it's a long cook, so you have plenty of time to work on fire management. If you've never worked with a fire before, an 8-hour, 12-hour pork butt cook is a great time to go about doing that. And 4, it's the most forgiving cut there is. You know, if it's undercooked, you can just still slice it and make pork steaks or sandwiches. If it's overcooked, that means it's probably just gonna be dried out, but we add sauce to it anyway, so that'll help moisten it back up. Also, you can do whatever rubs you want, and it's totally versatile. And everybody loves pulled pork, so highly recommend it. Now that we got this fire started, let's go get our butt. Nice butt. All right, this is a pork butt. This is about an 11-pounder, which is a bit more gigantic than I would have liked. This is gonna take forever to cook, but pickings were pretty slim at the grocery store, as you can imagine. So, take what we can get. So the best part about a pork butt is that there's 0 butchery skills necessary. Just open it up and season it up. So let's get this thing cut open. Just like all the other videos, you can cover this thing in mustard or whatever rubs you want to do. It's your pork butt, but for me, I'm going to keep it simple with salt and pepper. But we're going to use a lot of it on this because it's a big old chunk of meat. I want to build a really nice thick bark on it. So I'm going to do a rub of 2 parts black pepper to 1 part kosher salt. So that was 4 cups of 16 mesh black pepper, and we're going to do about 2 cups of kosher salt and just get that nice and mixed up. But this is a really good rub for brisket, pork butts, beef ribs, anything that you want to get a really nice hearty crust on, because it's peppery enough that you'll get that really nice bark, but not too salty because it's 2 parts pepper. And you really just want to get this thing coated all over. It's a really old school style of seasoning where you just dump it in a bucket like this, but works out great. Always remember to get the sides too. If you forget the sides, rookie move. All right, shake off. And there it is, guys. That's the beginning of a beautiful bark. It's time to throw it on. So when putting this on the pit, I always try to find the blade bone and aim that towards the fire. So we got this part right here. That's what we're looking for. That's because the bone is going to insulate the meat. So having a little extra attention directed right at it is really going to help all that meat around the bone get a little more attention, just like the rest of this thing. But it's on there. I'm going to shut the lid, and I'm probably not going to open it for like 6 hours. So see ya. You are my fire. Yeah, time for another log. All right, it's been like 7 hours and I have yet to open this thing up. Mostly because I'm patient, but also because I've been busy. But we've been maintaining right around 275, upward of 300 degrees. Pork butts can take a lot of heat. Let's see how it's looking. Hello. Nice bark on there. That's looking real nice. All right, let's pull it out, wrap it up. How hot is this thing? Oh, extremely? Well, bam. This thing is looking real nice. So as you can see, this thing has got a beautiful bark on it. It's nice and rendered already. You can tell that it's pretty tender. Got that fat cap split, a little off center this time. But these end pieces are just getting so crispy. When I poke it, it feels real tender already. We could probably eat this as is, but we're gonna wrap it up and let it get even more tender. It's about 175, 180 internal temp right now. So we're gonna boat it up, put it back on, let that fat continue to crisp up and get nice and juicy. So the foil boat method, if you haven't heard of it, is the only other alternative as to wrapping it completely in paper or completely in foil. What we're gonna do is crinkle up the edges to protect the sides from getting too crispy. It'll also allow it to collect all the juices and all the fats in here and help it tenderize from the bottom up, kind of braise and confit, but the top stays exposed so we get a really nice crispy bark and continue to render the fat. So now that it's wrapped up, back on the pit it goes. Just gonna let that go until it's impossibly tender. All right, it is hour 9 and this pork butt is done. I'm gonna take it out here. Another beautiful thing about this foil boat is real easy to grasp onto. All right, so this pork butt is super juicy. It's collected a good amount of fat in the bottom, which is helping it cook through. And you can see like how tender it is just to the touch. And if we bust out the old Proby, it's like going into butter. Thing's reading right at 204 degrees, real hot. So we're gonna let this rest for about probably an hour or so, and then we're gonna shred it up and make a sauce. All right, when it comes to hog sauce, typically it's a vinegar-based sauce that can take any different variation. Usually it's some sort of acid with some sort of heat and some spices. A lot of times you'll see a lot of vinegars or lemon juice, hot sauces, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna kind of do a pretty classic riff on that. Starting with a cup. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of some vinegar-based hot sauce. That is Texas Pete, which is a North Carolina-based hot sauce. Figured it was appropriate. To which I'm gonna add about a teaspoon garlic powder, a big fat tablespoon of black pepper, some red chili flakes as well, just to amp up the heat, get a little bit of that nice spice going on. Dash of soy sauce. You can also go with Worcestershire sauce, but I didn't have any of that on hand. Tablespoon or so of brown sugar, which will help balance out all the acid and the heat, bring it all together. Then I'm gonna do half apple cider vinegar and half white vinegar. So about a cup and a half of each. And then, just to pay homage to Friedman's, because this is pretty much how we cooked it there, I'm going to add a little shot of fish sauce. The old Evan Leroy trick. A little bit goes a long way. And that is gonna be my pulled pork sauce for today. Just shake it up, get all those sugars and spices dissolved. And that should be a nice, tangy, spicy accompaniment to this pulled pork as soon as it's done resting. And this recipe is totally variable too. You know, you can make it spicier, you can make it tangier, you can do whatever you want to do. All right, after an incredibly long rest, this pork butt is rested. Nowadays, it's clocking in right at 150, 155. Still a little hot, but I can't wait any longer. So I'm gonna dump it right on out. And of course, all those accumulated juices are going right back into the pan. Oh, yes. All right, all there's left to do now is just tear into it. Yeah, I'd say that's tender. Whew, still hot. Nice piece right off the bone. Beautiful. See how that bone looks. Yep, nice clean bone. That's what you're all looking for. Save that for making stock. That smells fantastic. Probably one of the easiest cooks I've done in a long time too. No trimming, just maintaining a fire. And it's such a flexible fire too, because you know, if it gets up to 350, that's fine. If it dips down to 250, that's fine too. Definitely cooked a little hot though. Some of these end pieces are a little crunchy. But that smells phenomenal. And all that nice bark is mixing in, so every bite will have a good amount of smoke and seasoning to it. But let's add some of this sauce. Let's give it a shot. Oh my God. So smoky, so tender. This is perfect for sandwiches. Gotta love it. Everyone loves pulled pork. Oh yeah, so good. Here we go. Pulled pork mountain. Very nice. It's been a while. That's a good looking pile of meat. All right, guys, and that is it. That is my take on pulled pork. If you're gonna do any pulled pork on an offset, this is definitely the way to go about it. Super tender, super low maintenance cook, real cheap and easy to do, and you can put whatever flavors in there you want. This is gonna make sandwiches for a long time. Great for quarantine. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. Also head over to my Instagram at ChudsBBQ for more photography and pit building and all that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments below what you want to see me do next. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside.